welcome to that makeup tutorial that I've been telling you I'm going to film for probably like 3 months now. I've honestly been procrastinating this, A, because I've been waiting for my skin to clear up, and it sure as hell hasn't, and 2, I am very intimidated by the beauty community on YouTube. I feel like people do the most crazy beautiful shit to their face, and it's about to also become blatantly obvious to you in a minute or two that I have no idea what I'm doing. But nevertheless, here I am, so hope you guys enjoy. Hello and welcome to my bare naked face. This is the sexy content you've been waiting for. As you can see, I was unfortunately not kidding about my skin. Today wasn't a great day for my skin, but if we're being honest, my skin hasn't had a great day since I hit puberty, so honestly it's weird though because I have nothing to get stress acne over except for the fact that I'm facing imminent unemployment as a film major. I'm going through my yearly crisis of whether I should drop out of school and finishing all my assignments, including editing this video within hours of when they're due because I never have time to catch up. I'm starting off my face with moisturizer. I just use this one because it's the one my mom uses and she sent it to me, and it's probably the only piece of advice she's given me that I've actually ever followed. I like to slap it in there a little just as a gentle morning reminder to get your shit together, bitch. I mean to let the product absorb a little better. I put on like kind of way too much so that my next step, powder foundation, will stick a little better and give me some more coverage on my random ass under eye and eyebrow acne. I don't know why they're there, but okay, skin, if you're gonna play me like that. The foundation I'm using is by Tarte and it's really expensive regular price, so I actually got it secondhand off Mercari, which does come with the distinct risk of getting someone else's face bacteria all over your face, but it saves you like 10 bucks, so again, really not sure why I have so much acne. Even though this foundation's supposed to be full coverage, my acne is one persistent bitch. So I'm whipping out a little concealer. This one is a sample of a YSL one that I got from Nordstrom because I am too cheap to buy the real thing. I do realize that I'm putting a cream concealer over a powder foundation, which is like a crime against the whole beauty community on YouTube. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Jeffree Star to come out and bitch slap me. But my skin's kind of different every day, so sometimes the powder foundation will do it, and sometimes I put it on and see that there's still acne peeking through, so I gotta put some concealer on it. You know what they say. Life is like waking up with acne-prone skin. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, now it's time to cover up these under eyes so people don't tell me that I look sick and I can pretend like I have some semblance of a regular sleep cycle. I'm using this kind of light glowy concealer to cancel out the darkness within, and I'm also popping that on my forehead, nose bridge, and the tip of my nose to add a little more dimension to my face and kind of prep it for highlighter. I'm also going back and trying my best to cover up these little jaw pimples, but as you'll see in the rest of the video, they're still pretty obvious, so I didn't do a great job. To set all of that, I'm following up with some more powder, so we have a nice little powder sandwich on my face. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I really don't know what I'm doing. This is probably a horribly inefficient technique, but it works for me somehow. Since I get a little foundation on my lips sometimes, I'm using this EOS lip balm, which is the brand that I've been using since these things were like the absolute shit in middle school, and just applying that to my lips and then wiping off any extra foundation onto the back of my hand. Okay, next up, let's build me some brows because I sure as hell don't have any naturally. This is like a whole process using 5 different products, so just bear with me for this. My first brow gel is this one from Maybelline that sticks little fake brow hairs onto your real brow hairs and helps compensate for the fact that my brows are like borderline non-existent. To actually fill in my brows, I'm using this Naked palette that I also got off Mercari, but honestly any drugstore matte shadow would work for this too. I carry this palette every time I fly home and then back to LA, so it's kind of falling apart at this point, just like my life right now. And this brush is literally like a random art brush that I got from Michaels for like $2. I fill in the end first using a combination of the 2 darker colors, and then for the front, which to this day still makes me super nervous to fill in because I fuck it up like all the time, I only use the lighter brown color, and then I make a couple upward strokes to draw in like brow hair looking things. To clean that up, because the powder isn't super accurate, I'm going back in with a brow pencil to sharpen up the bottom of the arch. To lock my little hairs in place, because they do tend to slide down throughout the day, I'm adding a coat of this second brow gel that has a bit of a stronger hold than the first one. Okay, last step for these brows, I'm going in with that lighter concealer from earlier to give myself a little brow bone highlight, and then trying my best to go back and even out the ends a little bit in an ultimately futile attempt to get them symmetrical. Brows are done at last, and now it's time to adhere to Eurocentric standards of beauty and try to make these eyes look bigger. I finally caved and I bought the Naked Heat palette, again off Mercari because that shit's expensive. I'm just taking this tan and red color and mixing those together. Even though I'm sure they're perfectly fine colors on their own, somehow it just feels more satisfying to me to mix 2 colors together. My goal is basically to make it look like I got punched in the eye, but in a cute way. And then to deepen it up a little bit, I'm going back with this dark purple color just in the corner. And then I'm using the smudgy end of the brush to kind of line my eyes. Basically, I've given up on real eyeliner because I can never get it even, so I kind of do this smoky thing around the corner of my eyes. Okay, now it is time to give myself my daily nose job. I followed so many different nose contouring tutorials, but they all made me look absolutely ridiculous. So my strategy at this point is just to take a little bit of this tan color and put it around the top of my nose, blending into my eyebrows, on the bottom of my nose, and this tiny little bit on the top of the tip, which I feel like is a lot more subtle than like a full nose contour and looks a lot less insane. I'm not super sure why I didn't do mascara before when I was doing the rest of my eyes, but apparently we're doing that now. I bought this super fancy eyelash curler from Amazon recently and then promptly lost it, so for now I'm just skipping curling altogether and cutting straight to making this absolutely ridiculous face while I apply mascara. For highlighter, I'm using this little Bare Minerals one, which is really running on empty, just like me, and putting that on my inner corners, brow bone, tip of my nose, cheekbones. Y'all have probably heard this like 1,000 times in other makeup tutorials. For contour, I used to go ham until I saw a picture of my face from the side, was genuinely terrified. So I've learned my lesson for now, and I'm just gonna go in with this bronzer tenderly as to not disturb the acne that lies within. And I also put on a tiny bit of blush for good measure, but honestly you can barely see it. For lips, I eat way too much throughout the day to fuck with lipstick, so I'm just putting on a final layer of that lip balm because you can never have your lips too moist. Okay, and there is the finished look. Cue the mandatory uncomfortable self-indulgent face posing. Wow, so many angles of my face. You can definitely still see a little bit of the texture of my acne peeking through, but I tried my best. If you guys have any makeup tips, because y'all are honestly probably better at makeup than I am, then please leave them in the comments below. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Hey guys, it's in-person Ashley. I real quickly wanted to say before I wrap up this tutorial that I feel like the whole beauty industry thrives on the idea that if you buy these certain expensive products, then your face will look more like this certain beautiful famous person. Not to say that I am either beautiful or famous, but this is just to say, please don't feel obligated to buy any of the things in this video. I know I used a shit ton of palettes and kind of a lot of expensive makeup, but before that I've used drugstore makeup for years. I just say this because I've definitely fallen into that trap, especially when I was a lot more uncomfortable with how I looked. I would buy products that like famous YouTubers recommended that didn't necessarily work well for me. So I just wanted to say that my best makeup advice, more than actually buying any of the products in this video or necessarily even using the techniques that I use, is to just get to know your own face. It took me a good like 3 years to figure out what the hell this face is doing. But yeah, best of luck on your makeup journey. Hopefully a little bit of this was helpful.